Hey, what do we think, man? The Birds are back. Are they back?
Who?
The Eagles.
Back from where? Flying south?
Wherever they were last week. You know, I saw that movie. Anybody seen that Great Migration movie? It's a pretty underrated digital cartoon there. I know digital cartoon. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Animation?
Have you seen that?
No,
Anime?
I haven't.
Well, no, it's not anime. It's like a kid's movie. It was kind of Pixar adjacent.
Oh,
adjacent. No. It's not like a, you get what I'm saying. It's a good fucking movie. It's ducks and shit. It's a very good plot.
Oh, nice.
They got to migrate.
You know who did the screenplay on it?
Who did it?
The guy Mike White, who did
the quarterback.
Nope.
The guy who did Succession.
Not Succession. What's the
White Lotus?
Yes,
Mike
White Lotus. Yep.
Mike White.
Mike White.
You talking about the guy from School of Rock?
Yes. The roommate in school. That's actually where everyone knows him from. 100%.
Ed Schneebly.
All right, so Philly, New York. Listen, I just want to say 8 sacks for the Eagles' defensive line.
Yep.
A lot of that's New York. I'm not trying to rate on the parade, but that's a damn good day, right? It might be 5 sacks another day, but when they come in bunches. That's what we said for a guy like Huff, who has not gotten home, to get a sack, to record 5 pressures. That's a big day for your defense. I think more than anything, I just want to say Nick Sirianni took it on the chin last week. I think rightfully so. He acknowledged that. I want to be different than that. He came out there this week, had his team ready to play. I know they didn't score in the first quarter. They still deferred, which is the most brilliant thing you can do as an Eagles football team. To say we'll just take it in the second half. But like early in the game when they were feeling out some of the protection issues, so was Daniel Jones. It was kind of a stalemate. They found a way to get out in front. And I think the Saquon rushes, the first time Saquon hit a former teammate, I don't know if that's a former teammate or a new guy, but the very first time he made contact with a Giant, I said this yesterday, I used to wonder what it would be like to tackle Steven Jackson, kind of like horrified. Like seeing him in practice and being like, damn, what if they ever traded him or some shit and I had to tackle him? That would be probably not good. And last night, Saquon got the ball, and yesterday, and the first thing he did is run somebody slam the fuck over, fresh off a fine.
That. Dane Belton.
Who was there last year. So that's his buddy, presumably.
Yeah.
And Dane had that moment where he's like, oh, I'm the first guy that has to hit Saquon. Let's see how much pent-up aggression there is in this thing. And there was a lot.
He saw those jerseys burning, and he said, I'm going right through y'all.
And they were booing him, and he probably didn't think they was going to boo him. Yeah. And now that guy, he has to see that highlight forever.
Forever, ever.
Forever, ever.
Hey, I don't know who I think the MVP of the Eagles offensively is right now.
Who?
Our boy Stout. Think about how many injuries they've had on the offensive line. I mean, Jordan Mailata went down. Mekhi Becton got injured again. Lane was down for a little bit. I don't know. This one dude, Jason Kelsey, retired. Juergens is playing well. Dude, the O-line for the Eagles has been phenomenal, and a lot of moving parts there too. So shout out to Stout, man. He's an unbelievable coach, and the Birds rush the ball really well too. Obviously with Saquon, but got to give some love to Stout.
No questions.
And not to take away from what you just said, but on the other hand, I want to say shout out to Sexy Dexy. 2 more sacks. 9 total on a team he's never ever playing with a lead, and he's leading the NFL in sacks from the DT position. He's not a DN.
Yeah,
he doesn't play the outside. Yeah. He plays inside, and he has 9 sacks.
He's dealing with slide every time.
Bro, you know how hard that is?
It's insane on a team that doesn't have leads.
That never has leads. That means you're getting sacks on first and second down.
He should be a DPOY candidate.
I mean, if it keeps going this way, even if the team loses every single game from here on out, if he gets into the 18 to 20 range, what do we do here?
You got to give him some. I mean, he should be in the conversation. I mean, that's what the production says. It's just like we just talked about with Goff. He might not have been on the short list coming in this season. He should be on the short list from here on out.
Yeah.
Because the guy, I mean, I don't know if Vegas has got to reflect it or whatever it is, but you know what was also funny? Saquon Barkley, who obviously, and this is what I love, fans, players, analysts, they always want to be like, hey, when it's game day, You don't fucking talk to the other team. It's war between the white lines. They might be your best friends.
Everyone's different.
Saquon got in the end zone and helped Dexter Lawrence up. I thought that was a really cool moment.
Respect,
bro. And you know what? You can call it soft. You can call it whatever you want. But nobody's questioned Saquon Barkley. I mean, nobody's questioning that guy. And the two explosive runs he had. First one, around the left side, got to shout out Cam Jurgens. That was an incredible block to spring him. And then the second one, the one that went up the middle, Lane Johnson caving that alley a little bit. So it's the best of both worlds. When you got this offensive line humming, you turn to a rushing offense. Gainwell had a bunch of yards. Like, go figure. Two things got accomplished for the Eagles here. You played with a lead, and you ran the ball in doing so. So, like, that's what those guys are begging for. You know, those guys up front want that. They want to play with a lead. They want it. When's the last time the Eagles were in control of a game from start to finish? Not start to finish, because that would involve the first quarter, but from the second quarter to the finish, and we're in cruise control. That has not happened in a while.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I can't remember. I mean, like, maybe it's happened one time and I'm forgetting it, but it doesn't happen with regularity. And then on defense, to get home, you know, to blitz a little bit, to mix in some pressure. And then also guys like Jalen Carter to dominate, Huff to get on the board. You know, like 8 sacks as a group. Yes, we said part of it is a product in New York, but part of it is also eventually the dam breaks. Rushing coverage go together. The coverage is improving. The rushers are improving. They're playing with each other. They're figuring out how to rush
Coverage
with each
has been
other.
good.
Yeah, coverage has been better.
The defensive backfield has been nice. Those young players are nice. Quinyon Mitchell is good.
With that
so is Great White Hope. He's good.
DeJean, yeah.
With that being said, with this win, 28-3, what do you think Vegas sees having them as an underdog to the Bengals next week?
Just because of that offense. I mean, that Bengals offense it can be scary. You know,
the defense has been streaky too. I mean, look at the performance against the Falcons and compared to the performance against the Saints, and then it's just been like, really up and down.
Well, it comes down to if you can drop back and throw and test this secondary, I do think there's matchups to be had. And like, we're getting excited because Cleveland and now New York. I think Vegas is probably saying, hey, Philly's a little overvalued coming to the spot, and the Bengals are a little undervalued. You know, and I think that's the way the thing works. I mean, and so how does the game play out? I think 2 questions. I think it's how do you cover their guys, and then what does Lou Anarumo decide to do against Jalen Hurts, and can Jalen Hurts play the way he played yesterday, which I thought was very good, and including that 4th and 3, which when it happened,
I love that. I
was like, what are we doing, when he dropped his shoulder to take a shot, and it hit for the second week in a row. I'm eating crow on the couch. And that is why the shot is a part of that offense. Now, I still think you come out of the gate and you're more conservative to try to get that first couple first downs to get those points in the first quarter. We haven't quite found our way. Imagine how good this team would be if they played the first quarter offensively. That's a little spin zone here for you, you know? But I thought, like, more pistol. That's another thing. I've been calling for more pistol. We got more pistol yesterday. Wasn't it like markedly more?
Yeah, it was a lot more.
It was a lot more. It was a lot more. You know, so listen, Calcaterra's got to play a big role with Goddard out. If he's out again this week, I don't know what the expectation is for him playing, but he's also got to get his nose dirty and block a little bit. They got linebackers playing fullback a little bit for this team. Like, I need more out of the tight ends.
Yep.
You know, especially if
and
Goddard's
even just
out.
seeing more run early in the game, like we're talking about. Like, they're on the first drive of the game, they're dead last in efficiency in the league. And on those drives, it's almost a 30-70 run pass split.
Yep.
And you look at what they do well, it's the top 5 in terms of efficiency, top 5 rushing offense, and then more league average right now passing the ball. So it's like, stick to what you do well to get yourself going early in the game. And to your point, then you're playing with the lead.
No question.
Help the rushers out.
Yeah, I don't understand that, Nolan, because it's like, obviously, Kellen Moore, you have a first 15 that you script.
Yeah.
How has it been so dry? I just am so confused by it.
Because I think Nick might be involved in the first 15. Like, I'm not like, hey, again, I said good job, Nick. This was a really good week. But if he's in that meeting when they're writing up the script, he needs to get out of that meeting.
Yeah.
And let them do what they're doing. Now, that's a big if, but that to me is like the first 15 does not look like the rest of it.
Right.
No.
And that's supposed to be your best plays.
And like to Bo's point from earlier, the O-line could be, other than Saquon right now, the O-line could be the best player on this team.
Yep.
Like just, you play with your best guys, and you could say the logic is, hey, we pass it to run it here. But look around the league. Look at the Chiefs. They've kind of reinvented themselves as a running team because that's what they do well right now.
Yep. No, I mean, listen, I'm not saying they're world beaters, but this was a good win to get under your belt. And like for people saying the Giants are trash, yes, I would generally agree. But what we've also said is they're a tough out, and they proved that against certain teams. And, like 3 days ago, the line was, Giants catching points. That's like the sharpest play. It's the sharpest play of the board. I heard a couple people say that. Well, then don't say on Monday morning that the Eagles didn't beat anybody. They came in, they had a good plan for Neighbors, and they ran the football, and the pass rush got going, and that's a divisional game. And most divisional games do not look like that. So that was a very good start for them. I'm not saying they're back like capital B, like Super Bowl contender back, but I think they're on the right track. And a lot of that, I got to tip my cap to Nick Sirianni. I thought they came out of the bye, even with the mishaps, looking a little bit sluggish. And then this week I was hoping they'd look angry. Yeah. And I think them looking sluggish last week led to them looking angry this week. And hopefully next week we're not complacent.
Yep.
Saquon has 3 runs of 50-plus yards this season. The Eagles had 6 total from 2019 to 2023. It's a good addition.
It's a big addition, man. It's a big addition.